From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, June the 16th, 2022. Former Major General in the IDF, Doron Almog, has been nominated as the next chairman of the Jewish Agency. Previously, Almog served as the commander of the Southern Command in the IDF. He is also the founder and chair of a renowned rehabilitation village in the Negev named for his son, Eran, who died from Castleman's disease. He has been awarded the Israel Prize, among other honors, for his work and contributions. Almog said, "I am grateful to the people of the agency and its leaders who work day and night to strengthen the Jewish people and the State of Israel. By working together," he said, "we will ignite flame and pride in our work for a future of hope for future generations." Almog replaces former chair and now president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, who congratulated his successor, tweeting, "This is a very important role in the Jewish world that works to connect the State of Israel to the Jews of the diaspora and between the Jewish world and our state." He said, "I am confident that his skills, experience, and abilities will march this important organization forward successfully." Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said Doron expresses military heroism and civilian heroism, a deep love for the people of Israel, for the land, and for human beings wherever they are. The nomination does still need to be approved by the Board of Governors of the Jewish Agency next month, though that is largely a formality. Israel today increased the number of work permits it allows for Palestinians from Gaza to enter and work in the country. Work permits were raised to 14,000, which is twice the amount of permits last year, and Israel is looking to increase that number further to 20,000 total to help the residents of Gaza economically and to encourage stability. The allotment of permits relies on a stable security situation being maintained. The Times of Israel cited Kogat, Israel's military liaison to the Palestinians, saying that all the civilian steps toward Gaza are dependent on continued security stability over time. Whether to expand them or not will be determined accordingly. Well, the IDF nominated the first woman to serve as a brigade commander in its forces. Chief of Staff Major General Aviv Kochavi today awarded the rank of colonel to Reut Rettig Weiss, whom the IDF tweeted is the first brigade commander in IDF history and the first woman in this rank as a combat officer in the Artillery Corps. The city of Tel Aviv was ranked 7th best global startup ecosystem in the world by U.S. research firm Startup Genome, who wrote in part, "Israel, the startup nation, has more startups per capita than any nation in the world, thanks to its tight-knit entrepreneurial community, impressive R&D capabilities, educated population, and strong government support," calling Tel Aviv the heart of this red-hot ecosystem. Silicon Valley ranked number 1, as it has for the last few years. New York City and London tied at number 2, followed by Boston, Beijing, and Los Angeles. Israel and Morocco's women's basketball teams faced each other in a friendly and historic match. Morocco's Royal Basketball Federation announced that it signed a cooperation agreement with the Israeli Basketball Federation on Tuesday in Rabat, and the game was held yesterday at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Sports Complex. The Israeli team, who arrived in Marrakesh Tuesday night, tweeted, "Despite the late hour, all the heads of the Moroccan Union waited at the airport and received the union's chairman, Amiram Halevi, with flowers. And when the team arrived at the hotel, a local band was waiting for them with dances and songs." Morocco won the game yesterday, 62-58. It was the first of its kind, held in the framework of sports cooperation following the renewal of relations between Israel and Morocco at the end of 2020. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, June the 16th. At 7, it's Talmud Study. At 8, Jonathan Tobin speaks with Asaf Romirowsky, Executive Director of Scholars for Peace in the Middle East, on how the BDS movement has hijacked the study of the Middle East in institutions of higher learning. At 9, Mark Golub speaks to Yossi Klein Halevi about the impact of the Six-Day War. At 10, Erez Sherman speaks with Fox Sports reporter and best-selling author Tom Rinaldi to talk about how he chooses the most inspirational stories in sports to share and tells the story of an athlete who saved lives on 9/11. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, June the 16th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.